Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind you. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind you. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
And welcome inside a Wednesday episode of YSN Live. It is December 10th, 2025. We're going to make it the best December 10th, 25 that we possibly can because it's the only one we got. You know what Wednesdays bring? It is Wrestling Wednesdays with our good friend, the wrestling guru, the head coach of the Wellsville Tigers, and all things wrestling, Gary Altizer, bringing it to us. Gary, how we doing this week?
Doing great. It's the season is officially in full swing. We just finished week one. First tournaments of the year are in. I'm excited, and I can't believe time goes faster every year, but it just keeps chugging along.
Keeps ticking.
That's it. Yeah.
And there's two other guys that keep chugging along, and they're going into their upperclassmen years. We're bringing them on today as the first guest of Wrestling Wednesday 2025. We're going to Hubbard. We know we love the Hubbard Wrestling program. They've had some good guests in the past, so we're kicking them off the season in the Eagles' Nest as well. We have two juniors, Logan Balla and Markel Hack-Welder, joining us today. Guys, from Hubbard, thank you. How are we doing today?
Great. How are you?
We're doing great. You know, the season's underway. We have officially opening weekend. Talk about what it was like to kind of get it going. You know, there's a lot of anticipation for the start of the season. What was it like to finally get on the mats over the weekend?
It was great. I mean, we've been putting in a lot of off-season work and just early season work. It was good to finally see it pay off and finally get to step on the mat.
You know, we've been preparing all summer long. I've been wrestling since the season's ended, so it was just nice to get back out on the field with our team.
Yeah, last few years, Anthony and I, we've had some Hubbard wrestlers on. Nick Bowser, he's been on. He was on a few times. Alex Hack-Welder was on. You know, this is third year in a row, and I think one theme that Anthony and I both have seen is the team aspect with Hubbard. Things have really come together for you guys as a team. I know last year you guys won several tournaments. I think you came right out of the gate. You either took first. I think you took first in the first tournament last year, and then you got run up the second one. You guys got runner up again on Saturday. Is that is that kind of the feeling with you guys now in that wrestling room? Is, hey, we're a team. We're together. This is growing, and we want to keep this momentum going.
100%. I mean, we're a big team, big family, pushing each other. Just want to see each other succeed.
You both are going into your junior year, so it's kind of like the next step, right? You're underclassmen, now you're upperclassmen. You're asked to do a little bit more leadership and a little bit more kind of bringing the younger guys up and holding them up as well. What's that been like for you transitioning into an upperclassman role?
I think it just all comes down to leadership. You kind of have to set a better example, especially when you make leaps and bounds. You have to display for the younger guys that they can do the same thing, and it just kind of pumps everyone up.
All right, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think, Logan, you finished sixth and Markel fourth at districts last year. Is that right?
Yep.
So you both were district placers. Where are your eyes set for goals this year? I'm sure you guys want to both be higher at not only districts but at the state tournament. Tell us about where your eyes are set.
I mean, definitely state qualifier and hopefully get on the podium.
I'm aiming, top 5, especially just to get on that podium or just whatever happens, just wrestle.
So we know where your eyes are locked. We know where the goals are set. What are some things that you're working on, or some like things you're underlining to say this has to happen this year for me to get to that point that you want to get to?
Just confidence. Last year I was like an underclassman. I was like scared in close matches, but this year definitely just like have more confidence in myself later in the match, be calm going into like a third period, tied 0-0, whatever.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Just learning how to wrestle close matches, especially with the really good kids, not get anxious. Mindset's a huge thing. Work on that stuff.
Okay, I got 2 questions that I ask every time we have a guest on. The first one is no good wrestler goes without a good drilling partner. Who are your guys' drilling partners? If you got somebody you want to shout out, somebody that pushes you, those guys don't get the accolades and the spotlight that they should, but you can't be good if you don't have somebody pushing you in the room.
For sure. I mean, we've been drill partners the past couple years, but we have a good room we work around. I work with our 126, Seth.
Our 138, Johnny Adamson. He's my boy right now.
That's a name that just screams wrestler, right? Johnny Adamson, doesn't that just like he's a wrestler? One of the things that I want to ask, Markel, you had a great preseason. We saw you finish 4th in nationals. What was that like? You said in your first answer that you've been working since the end of last season, wrestling year round. So to have that coming into this season, being able to finish 4th in nationals, what was that like for you? What kind of confidence does that give you?
It was just great to see like a big leap, just all the work paying off, and it makes you just want to work even harder. So it gave me a lot of confidence to keep chugging along and show these guys some things and bring their confidence up as well.
And then Logan, you can't wrestle year round because you're a multiple sport athlete. You're kind of putting your hands in all the cookie jars at Hubbard. What's it like kind of juggling all that and trying to stay focused on every sport in every season?
It's hard because everyone wrestles all year round, and I'm big in cross country and baseball, but they build off each other. I feel like just the work ethic, stuff like that.
All right. My second question, this is always the most fun that we have on the show. Let's say it's been a long week. You guys had a hard cut to get to weigh-in. You're 1/10 under. The relief comes. You walk out. Any meal you want, any food you want. What are you picking?
You want to go first?
So right off the scale, I'll go rice cake, peanut butter, and honey. But then as soon as I get home, we always hit up Wendy's. Every single tournament after it's Wendy's.
Nice. What do you get at Wendy's? There's got to be some favorites there.
I get the triple baconator.
Nice.
I get the double, and then I get some nuggets. Can't forget the Frosty. Get it all.
Yeah.
What about some things that you like to do to celebrate big wins? Like celebrate with your teams. Obviously, Wendy's are for winners, right? So, you eat Wendy's. What else do you guys do when you have a big win or a big meet where you guys know that you succeeded really well?
It's mainly that. Like if we win, every tournament we win, we go get the food we deserve. Just celebrate, have fun.
Yeah. All right. So you guys, your feet are wet now. You got your first tournaments out of the way, and I went in and I looked. Some pretty impressive stats from that tournament for you two. Markel, I think you had 3 techs, right?
Yes, sir.
And Logan, you had 3 pins and a tech. So you two pretty much blew through that tournament. Fall, you have to be up by 15 points. Anthony, I don't know if we talked about that before, but you have to be up by 15, and the referee will stop the match when it gets to that point. You guys working a lot on you're trying to get the mat time in, or is that just kind of how the matches fell?
A little bit of both. I mean, I just want to work my stuff neutral. So sometimes against someone that I'm better than, I'll take them down, cut them, work some takedowns.
Yeah, we in practice, we learn a lot to score points, and we just like to apply that on the mat and just keep racking up points.
We also like to know about rivals. Like, are there guys that you guys have faced throughout your career that like when you go up against them, this is like your rival, this is the one you circle, this is the one that's going to give you, a really, really good match when you know that you're going up against them?
For sure. I can't really think of one off the top of my head, but just anyone that's like good record or like ranked, we're coming for.
Off the top of my head, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, Padua Franciscan, John Lafaso. He's a tough dude. Tough dude.
So, Markel, we know you had a brother that wrestled. Logan, question for both of you guys. We have a tournament with your family members. If your dad wrestled, if you had an uncle, brother, siblings, how many are in this tournament and who's coming out on top?
So actually, it was only just my grandpa.
In their prime, we're saying.
In their prime. I think I'd have to go with myself, but I don't know. My grandpa was a heavy guy, so you never know. Yeah.
For me, I'd have to say probably my brother Braden. Like he beats up on me still. He'll come to practice, beat up on me. But my dad, he never wrestled, but he knows a thing or two.
Yeah, that's the thing. When it gets into family wrestling, there's no referee there, so anything goes. So, there might be some shenanigans in family wrestling that you never know about. When you think about family as well, obviously we're joking about wrestling, but they're always supporting you guys. What does the support of the people that have your back mean to you? How much does it help you throughout the very tough wrestling season that we know is long and grueling?
Oh, it means the world. I couldn't do anything without my family supporting me, my friends, family. They just do so much for me.
I think the direct team support is huge, especially like the last 2 years. We've all gotten on each other's backs about, like making weight, but then also like as soon as something bad happens, we get on them, let them relax, and then we pump their spirits up and get back into the next match.
What's the community support been like for you guys from that Hubbard community? Your school, your classmates. How has that been?
Oh, pretty big. Like our friend group, everyone. Like when we have a home duel, they'll try to show up and show their support. They don't know much about wrestling, but they try to support.
Yeah, they'll always be there. And especially like the other parents, they always help with, the concession stand, setting up all this stuff. Like it's just huge, like a huge family.
We're talking about community support and family support. We have to also talk about your coaches. Obviously, they mean a lot to your success as well. What has it been like being under the coaching staff at Hubbard and being able to be, coached by them and learn so much from what they can teach you?
Coach Adamson took a huge initiative in like the beginning of the seasons and pre-seasons and just like, getting us in the room. And then our coach, Don Lehman, huge motivator. No matter what, he's always going to help you. He's always going to support you, always lift you up. And he's always trying to get something going for the team.
Yeah, our coaches are the best. They do everything they can.
So you guys have trouble. How are your weight cuts? Let me ask that first.
They're not terrible. Like there's definitely people doing a lot worse. But sometimes, like I have a big sweet tooth. I tend to eat a little too much. So then I step on the scale Monday. But never too bad.
Yeah, no, it's never been too bad this year. I think we're on each other a lot, so nobody gets crazy.
So if you guys needed to, go run, you're over, or you just want some music before you step on the mat, tell me what your go-to song is before you step on, the last one you listen to.
My go-to is Went West by Baby Chief Do It. I got an interview at USA at Preseason Nationals, said the same thing.
Nice.
I'll probably go 9 by Drake. It's just a good song.
All right.
Now, we know there's a lot of people in the world that when they hear wrestling, they think, WWE, they think the big show, if you could take one move from professional wrestling and incorporate it into, your wrestling, what do you think it would be? What would you want to incorporate?
Probably like a Jeff Hardy Swanton Bomb. That'd be pretty sweet.
I never watched wrestling, so probably an RKO. That's the only thing I know.
Yeah. Nice. That's the one I'd pick is the RKO. So last question from me. What do you guys love about this sport? We've heard all kinds of different answers. We've heard, you get close with your teammates. You learn how to fight through things. What is it that you guys get most from this sport, you think, just in life in general?
You go first.
I think it's just how individual it is. Like you can only blame yourself, so you can only get yourself better. That's the best part is you have nobody else to blame. It's just yourself. So you're constantly working to better yourself, not everybody else around you. It's just, you versus yourself.
Same thing he said, but I also feel like it's just like a big family. Like even your opponent, like you'll remember him going down the line. Like everybody knows everybody. It's just like a big community.
Exactly.
And then we end these the same way every time. We want to give you guys the chance to kind of, thank the people in your life that have meant the most to you and shine a light on them, because the light's been shined on you this whole interview. So we'll let you take the limelight off yourself a little bit and shine on the people in your life that you think mean the most to you.
My family, my mom and dad, they do so much for me. My two brothers, Braden and Keegan, they do so much. Just all my family, my friends, my coaches, everyone.
I'd say a big part is, my family, my faith, huge part, and my drill partners, my club coaches, everybody. Just it all comes together into one big web to help grow.
Guys, we can't thank you enough for coming on in the middle of the school day. We know that's a tight squeeze, but we appreciate you fitting us into your schedule. We hope you have the greatest season ever. We'll be covering you guys and we'll be watching you guys throughout the year. And man, go get it. Go get everything that you want to get, because we're rooting for you. We're proud of you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Good
much.
luck, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
The Hubbard boys, Logan Balla and Markel Hackwell, they're joining us. Thank you guys so much. This Hubbard wrestling team, Gary, you said it. We've had countless interviews with wrestlers from Hubbard. Their program, not too long ago didn't have much traction, and then it felt like Nick Bowser came along and just put his foot in the ground and said, we're going to have a very successful program. And then all of a sudden, all this success starts coming from Hubbard through the last couple of years. It's really cool to see a program kind of keep growing the way Hubbard has.
Oh yeah, it really is. And their coach, I believe Lehman, is the head coach there. He's been at this a long time. I remember that guy from long time ago being, at the junior high tournaments and the high school tournaments, and talking about his team. And I think that Logan and Markel said, it's a big community there. It's a big family, and that's what really does it in wrestling. I think when the parents all get involved and the kids are all there for each other, I think that sense of family can really grow a wrestling program. And that sounds like what's happened. They're talking about their teammates. They're talking about each other. Most of the things that they said had to do with them and other people. So when you get that kind of mindset, I think it can't help but grow, because people want to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, we can't wait to see what Hubbard has in store this year. It's going to be a very tough NE8. You look at the programs. I mean, it is every year, and it seems like in every sport. But like South Range has some dudes. Poland has some serious talent in their wrestling room. Gerard always has something to say about it. It's going to be a very, very interesting NE8 to see how it goes.
Yeah, it will. You got a lot of teams where top to bottom, I don't know. You'd have to sit down and look at the matchups to see, because I can't think off the top of my head who there is a clear-cut favorite. Mm-hmm. Even if there is one, they're going to have to work for it.
All right, let's get over to the results from the weekend. Not just Hubbard. Hubbard had a great result to win their first tournament, but there was plenty of other results as well. Gary, run down the things that you were able to get from the weekend of wrestling, the first weekend of wrestling.
So I was at my team was at the Malvern Hornet Holiday Tournament. United, Western Reserve, Wellsville, Liberty, Southern, Waterloo, East Palestine. We're all there. Western Reserve won that tournament, and I believe United came in as runners-up. That Western Reserve team really coming into their own. They're filling weight classes, and they're getting production out of all of their wrestlers on that team. So they've been slowly making strides, and it seems like it's coming together for them this year. At the Cambridge tournament, Louisville won that, with Beaver Local coming in second. At the Ashton Hind, I hope I pronounced that right, tournament, the Austintown Fitch girls came in as runners-up in that one. And at this Ron Maddow, Hubbard, as we said, they were runners-up. Jackson Milton came in 7th and Crestview 11th. I didn't see any results from duels, because there's nowhere to go to look at results from duels, but there were a couple dual tournaments. Austintown Fitch had duels, and so did Poland as well. So, and East Liverpool and Union Local were both at the Rick Link Invitational. They both finished in the top 10. That's a really big tournament down southern, down the river in Ohio in Belmont County. So a lot of good wrestling and some really nice results here from the YSN family. It seems like there's a lot of competitive teams out there this year.
And we say this in every sport. We want to reiterate, because we know a lot of wrestlers and wrestling coaches are watching today for Wrestling Wednesday. If you want more like stories and coverage of your results and things like that, all you have to do really, I mean, we never say no. Just send in the results. You can send them into our social media if you want to message us on Messenger or Instagram or even Twitter. But you can also email us at info@ysnlive.com, or you can email myself at ahartwig, ahartwig01.ysn@gmail.com. And you can send results there as well. And we'll be able to get stories up for you guys. And we'll also be able to talk a lot more about the results on this show if we get them directly emailed to us. Shout out to United because they're doing it for sure. And they had what we'll go through the individuals. On the boys' side, they had Payne Graybill finished second. Robin Kelly finished third. Oliver Kiko finished third. They have a third place finish from Carson Roller. Fourth place finish from Mo Gunderson, and a fourth place finish from Hunter Casto. On the girls' side, they finished 6th overall in the Boardman out of 25 plus teams in the Boardman Invitational. Austin Brown was a first place finisher. Taylor Simmons was a first place finisher, and Mila French was a second place finisher for the Eagles on the girls' side. So their girls wrestling department looking good. Their boys with a good start as well. But we want to thank them for sending in the individual results. If you do that, if you send them to us, we will absolutely be more than happy to post them for you guys because we want to up our wrestling coverage as much as we can. Gary, what about your team? Like, how did your team do in Malvern? Let's get a recap of Wellsville.
Yeah, things went really good for us. We finished 6th overall as a team. We were one match away from being in the top 5. I think we finished 6 places higher than we did the previous year. I had 3 rookies in my starting lineup, and they did well. We had a runner-up and 3 thirds as a team. I think my team is making progress. We're filling out a lot of weight classes. And the thing I was most proud of is that we went out and we battled in every match, even the matches we lost. We went out and we gave 100%. And I tell my team all the time, if you win all the matches you're supposed to and a couple you're not supposed to, there's not much more that can be asked of you. And we did that. We won one match in overtime, another match as time expired. And then there were a couple matches where we were losing and even getting our butts kicked, and we were able to come through with a pin to get the win. So that just shows me that my kids are fighting, and that's all I can ask for as a coach. I'm really happy with the progress that we've made. We've still got a ways to go, but I've been talking about this the last couple of years. We're in the middle of a rebuild. I've done this once before, and it took me about 5 years to get us to, being the team that we know that we're capable of being. And I think we're in year 3, and things are continuing to get better. I've got a really big 7th grade class. I think I've got 11 or 12 7th graders, which for a school that only graduates 40 to 50 boys and girls total per grade, that's a really great number for us. So if we can keep these numbers and keep the progress we're making, I have nothing but good thoughts and good feelings about where my team is and where we're heading.
When you have a slow but sure rebuild, like you said, you're on year 3 of a rebuild, and you've done it before, and it took 5 years to get your program to where it wanted to be. That takes a lot of patience and trust from the student athletes to be like, hey, our process is working. Keep trusting the process. As a coach, how do you get that in the minds? Because, young kids, sometimes it's really hard to trust the process and not the results all the time. So how do you kind of lock into their heads? Like, our process is working. We are doing the right things. If you trust the process, then we'll get to where we want to go.
Well, I think you have to build on every little achievement that you get, whether it's wins, whether it's takedowns, whether it's things that maybe the mistakes that were made in the previous tournament. We worked on them and we got better this tournament. You just have to build the kids up, getting them competitive matches. I will go to my grave saying getting kids competitive matches and going out there with someone that they are at a similar level with builds momentum, and it gets them to like the sport. So I try to do that as much as I can. We're getting new kids, matches with, JV kids from other schools or new kids, from other schools that are on the team in wrestling. And I just think getting in the kid's head that it's okay if mistakes are made and you're new, and it's okay if mistakes are made and you've been around for a while. That's what we have practice for. Just trying to build the kids up and making them want to be there. That's the biggest thing that myself and my coaching staff try to do. We make the kids want to be there by showing them that we care about them and that we're going to be there for them, that we've got their back. And I believe that we do that, and I believe that our kids believe that. But as far as the being patient, you just have to know your team. You have to know each kid individually, how to talk to them, what motivates them. You have to try to get them matches that they can be competitive in, and just have to show them that you care. And I really don't think, on a personal note, that it would have taken another 5 years to do this, but we had COVID come right in the middle of all of this, and for a school my size, it killed my junior high program. I mean, I went 1 year with 7th and 8th grade combined with one kid, because a lot of the kids' parents didn't want them, playing sports during that time. And it was really tough for me to get those junior high numbers built back up. I've got 15 or 16 junior high kids now. So, that 2021 year really set us behind. I don't think it hit other schools as bad. I'm sure everybody took a little bit of a hit, but that's why I think we are where we are. But we're progressing, and we might even be ahead of schedule just from what I saw on Saturday. If we can bottle that effort up, if we can bottle that mindset up, I think that we're ahead of where we probably should be.
Let's dive into the week that will be, the things that are going to happen before we come back on the next Wrestling Wednesday. What are some things to look forward to this week when you talk about things that might be going on and the results that we might be talking about next week?
I know the Hopple Invitational is coming up for Beaver Local. There are a lot of local schools in that. That's been, I think this is the 56th or 57th year. We will be at the inaugural Reserve Rumble at Western Reserve. They're having their first high school tournament. To my knowledge, it's their first high school tournament. That's where we'll be. And I do believe the Ironman is this weekend, the toughest high school tournament in the country at Walsh Jesuit High School. I believe it's this weekend. That is the big one that everybody's going to have their eyes on, not only in the state, but around the country.
Yeah, let's talk about one. We'll go from the polar opposites, from the Hopple of Beaver Local, which is the 56th, and then we go to Western Reserve that's hosting there first, and we'll kind of talk about the different ends of the spectrum there. First, Beaver Local, obviously the Hopple tournament's a big one for that program and for everyone locally that's going down there. What can you say about what Beaver Local brings to that, and how good of a job they obviously do hosting that, and what kind of a big deal that tournament is for the teams that go down there?
Yeah, they have some really good teams that come in there. I know they got some teams from West Virginia that come in. I believe they even got some Pennsylvania teams that come in sometimes. I know Fitch has been there in the past. Beaver Local is a good school. They have a good tradition, and I know they try to get some good competition into that tournament. It's been around forever. It was around, when I was in high school. It was around, obviously, years and years before that. It's just something that you can count on in the area, especially in the YSN family, that every year you're going to go there, you're going to see some good wrestling, and you're going to see a lot of local teams. I think it's a good place you could get a gauge on how a kid might be stacking up for the season, because you're going to see a lot of good competition at that tournament. And I believe that they went to a pool tournament, which is you wrestle everybody in your group. So you're going to get 4 or 5, and now even 6 matches, now that the state has changed the rules at a tournament like that. So it's a good gauge, and it's one that, if you do well there, you're probably going to have a good season.
And then we go from there to, Western Reserve hosting their first. That's got to be a lot of kind of nervous stomachs in Western Reserve. Like, hey, we've never done this before. I hope this goes well. What does it mean to a program when you're going to be able to take that step and host your first tournament?
Oh, it's a great way to expose other schools to your school if they haven't been there before. It's a great way for your kids to have the community come and support them. You have duels at home, which is, you and another team, or maybe you have a try or a quad, you and 1, 2, or 3 other teams. But if you have a tournament, you've probably got 12 to 20 other teams coming. So you get a lot of exposure to your school. And it's a good way to make a good impression on other schools, parents who've never been there before. And if you do well in front of all of those eyes, then you could open up a lot of eyes to your program and what your kids can do. We have our Buck Bailey tournament every year. It used to be called the Wellsville Invitational. It's been around for probably over 40 years, if not 50 years now. And every year we always have people coming up to us telling us, what a good job we did. Our facilities look nice, and those are things that are nice to hear. and it just exposes you to more people. And you get to show your kids get to show what they can do in front of a lot of eyes that wouldn't see them otherwise.
Obviously, you weren't a part of the first Buck Bailey, but you had your experiences the first time being the head coach and kind of being in charge of it. What was that like for you in the first year that it was kind of yours to control and they fell into your hands?
It's a lot of responsibility for the home team. Your athletic director, your head coach, and then whoever is running the tournament work together. Those are the three main, the cogs of a tournament. They're the ones that make sure everything is together. The head coach is usually the one that's getting the volunteers to work the tables. So that can be stressful, finding enough people to come out and help, making sure they show up, and then knowing what they're doing. That's one big piece of a wrestling tournament is you've got to have somebody working at each table knowing how to score, whether it's on a computer, on a piece of paper, whatever they're doing, and know what the referee is doing. When they raise their hand, for a takedown is 3 points, a reversal is 2. They have to know the person that's doing the scoring at the table has to know what they're doing. So that can be really stressful. But once you get those volunteers set, they usually come back year after year, and it becomes easier when you get those names and those people who want to come back. But I would say my first time, making sure that I had enough people to work the tournament, the volunteers to be there, making sure that we've got enough mat tape, that we move our mats from wherever they are to the high school gym. The referees are scheduled, that the athletic director's got the referees scheduled, that the person running the tournament will be there, what time they will be there, what time we got weigh-ins, do we have 2 scales, all kinds of stuff. Not only that, are your kids making weight? Are they getting the work that they need that week to be ready? Are your assistants, doing things? Maybe if you can't be there because you've got something to do for the tournament, there's just a million different things to think about. But now, this will be my 11th one. So my 11th year as a head coach. It goes pretty smooth. We do have a new athletic director last year, Kyle Exline. He's new to Wellsville. He did a great job. I think he came in with an open mind, and he took all the information that we gave him, and he ran with it. He did a great job, and we've had a guy running our tournament. He's been there running the tournament every year. So for me, it's pretty smooth sailing right now. But that first year definitely is stressful.
Did you have butterflies your first year? Like, oh man, I hope this goes well. My first year of head coaching, I might be out of here in a hurry.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. If something screwed up, I'd be the first one that's looked at. That's for sure. But it went pretty well. I've been around the sport for a long time, so it was a pretty easy transition. Going from a coaching hat to, hey, I got to help run this tournament. It wasn't really. I don't remember being too. Of course, I had those thoughts go through my head. Those thoughts go through my head all the time. Just the way I am, just about things. I'm always, am I thinking of everything? Is everything the way it needs to be? Do I need to call this person? Do I need to make sure this? But I think it went off pretty well, if I'm being honest.
You're still 11 years in, and he's still gotten the butterflies every now and then when he's talking about hosting the Buck Bailey. But we want to wish Western Reserve the best of luck, taking on that venture, and we know that that's a big step for their program. And Gary, like you said, Wellsville will be there for it, so you can give us a full recap of everything next week when you come back on Wrestling Wednesday. Let's get over the other wrestling that we have on our schedule that is coming up this week as well. Tonight we see that there are some duels. Conneaut hosting Harbor Creek. We have Mohawk over in PA. They're going to be hosting Laurel. Western Reserve and Malvern are both going to Middle Ridge for a try at 6 o'clock. And then Beaver Local heading to Canfield at 7. That'll be a big one between two really good programs. Excited to see kind of how that one goes tonight. We have wrestling on the network tomorrow. Rob Johnson going to be in Louisville as they welcome in Boardman at 7 o'clock. So that one will be broadcasted on the network live on ysnlive.com. There's some girls wrestling on Friday. We have Boardman traveling to Austintown. That'll be a 3:30 start. And then on Saturday, of course, all the tournaments that we talked about, but also the Horns Up. We have Howland hosting Austintown Fitch. And then on the girls' side, Conneaut and Middle Ridge and Pymantoning Valley and Southeast will all be at Edgewood in the morning for that as well. I think there's one on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. No, basketball on Sunday. Sorry, there's girls basketball on Sunday. So it's hard to keep all these schedules in your head when you're looking at the spreadsheet. But those are the other wrestling matchups that we see going on this week. Like I said, wrestling will be on the network tomorrow. I believe that'll be the first wrestling match that we have live for the season. Boardman at Louisville. Rob Johnston will be on the call. The voice of the Leopards, as always, doing everything. Basketball, wrestling. If there was pickleball in Louisville, he'd be all over it. So we're excited for that. We're excited for wrestling next week. Gary, you have any last thoughts about this week before we get out of here?
No, that Beaver Local Canfield duel is always a good one. That'd be one to watch, one to see. Louisville, they just keep reloading.
Mm-hmm.
They went down to Cambridge and won that very tough Cambridge tournament. That will be another good one. Like I've said before, for 5 years I've been saying we're spoiled in this area. All the great wrestling that we have in this area, even though there aren't a lot of really big schools here like there are in Columbus or Cincinnati or Cleveland, there's still a lot of great wrestlers and a lot of great wrestling. And if you enjoy the sport, you should never ever during the wrestling season have a week where you say, I wish I could go see some good wrestling, because it's all over.
All right, Gary, we want to thank you for everything. We want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Wrestling Wednesday, episode 2 of season 5 here in the 2025 season is a wrap. Thank you to Logan Balla and Markel Hackwelder for being our first guests of the season today from Hubbard. We want to wish them the best of luck again and thank them for their time. We'll have more guests next week. We have something in the works. Maybe we might have some special guests for you. We always keep that under wraps, but keep an eye on our social media pages and we'll announce that. And we also want to give a shout out to Chris Colucci, who will be doing interviews along the season as well. He has an interview with Tyson Seaschultz from South Range up on our YouTube page, up on our website very shortly. But if you want to check that out, you can head over to YSN Live on YouTube and check it out before it gets on the website. It's a great interview with Tyson, and he's one of the best that we have in the area too. So he'll be getting interviews along with us throughout the season, and obviously he'll be our headliner when it comes to broadcasting wrestling. Oh, one quick more thing. Wrestling on Friday. I forgot. Noon on Friday. Lakeview Liberty. DJ Oakley will be there. Gary, pray for our man DJ. He's nervous because he's never done wrestling by himself before, but he'll give it the old college try. And DJ will always make it entertaining, no matter what the circumstances. So he's going to be there for the wrestling at noon between Lakeview and Liberty, which is always awesome. Anything's at noon, we're there for it. So can't wait for that. And we'll see you all next week for Wrestling Wednesday, episode 3. Until then, Anthony Hartwig, Gary Altizer, may the sports be with you, everybody. We'll see you on YSN Live tomorrow.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.